gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about Tamaya.
Hello. Welcome to the Tamaya Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about the forgotten path. Talks about confused, broken, and lost. Okay. So today's episode is kind of complicated, so I want you to stay with me and follow me. So if you grew up and you had some form of trauma happen, whenever it happened, it could have been as a youth, it could have been as an adult, but something happened, boom, pinpoint in your life, a distinct date where you know your perspective, your life changed forever. Go back to that date, whatever happened. Okay. From there, so for me, my first traumatic experience, about 8 years old, I told you guys about the forced oral copulation. Go back to that episode if you missed it. From that date on, I forgot my purpose. I forgot. I'm not supposed to be just sitting here mad at these people and for victimizing me and for what they've done and my payback. Your purpose in this world is not paying anybody back. So getting back to our purpose you have to start to understand your purpose wasn't to sit here and teach about trauma and how to escape it. That was never supposed to happen. So that's a part of being lost. Raise your hand if you're lost. I know I've been lost, but now I realize my purpose is to educate. My purpose is to be a leader. My purpose is to minister, is to help people and encourage people to feel better. It is not to sit here and be sad, to badger my friends and family and beat you up with what happened, to make all the people who've hurt me feel bad and vice versa, people I've hurt feel bad. I don't want to do that. And that is not my purpose on earth, though that's what I've done with some of the time, but I won't spend the rest of my life sitting here. This is what they did and this is how I want them to pay. No, that's not your purpose. So we've got to get back to our purpose. And sometimes you have to admit, maybe you've never even had a purpose. I was about 29 years old sitting in a room. I had already been married and divorced. I had already had kids. And I sat there and realized, I don't know what I'm doing on the planet. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to change careers. I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. I don't know if I need to bungee jump. I don't know if I need to try a new drug. I literally found myself without a purpose. And maybe that's where you are. You're finding yourself, I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just what's happened, the trauma, and you haven't processed it correctly. A lot of people are sitting here behind a computer and they're supposed to be behind a microphone and be a motivational speaker. Okay. I had a guy that I work with, AFA Foods. His name was Joseph. He was so awesome. He was like a lead accountant. And when I say numbers, he could crunch the numbers. He was good at the numbers. I was like, man, this guy, and he was awesome. And he was an accountant and he was married. And I remember, and we would talk all the time, and he was telling me, I don't love numbers anymore. And I don't want to be an accountant anymore. And I'm like, why? You make so much money. You're great at it. And you crunch the numbers like that. And he said, I want to start a restaurant. That's what I really want to do. And I was like, wow, really? I never even knew you cooked. He's like, no, I don't. I'm just going to start. But I know one thing. I don't want to be in the office anymore, and I don't want to be an accountant anymore. And he left the company and he started his restaurant. So I want to remind you, sometimes we set ourselves on a path and we're like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm an accountant, or I'm a wife, or whatever you are. Or I'm just a husband. I'm just a worker. Maybe you were. But if it was wrapped around trauma or a traumatic experience, maybe you are not, right? Because I told myself I love basketball. Once I released myself from my trauma, I don't even know who's playing. I don't know who's playing where. I don't know who's in the finals. I don't know where we're at. I don't even like real basketball. I was just using that to cope. But in reality, outside of the trauma, I literally don't watch basketball. Now, I can coach me some basketball and I can be involved, but to sit and watch, not happening. And I can honestly tell you, I have not sat and watched one full NBA game or any game in my life since my trauma. So I realized, yes, I use that as a tool to escape mentally, to go to a different place. Once I get up out of here, I'm going, that type of stuff. But now that all that's done, I don't have to do that anymore. So I just want to encourage people, if you're sitting behind a desk, but you feel like you need to be a motivational speaker, or if you're a motivational speaker and you need to sit behind a desk and sit down, get into your purpose, find it, find whatever it is that makes you feel good, that makes you inspired, makes you wake up in the middle of the night, makes you smile and tell happy stories, makes you motivated to want to share, whatever that is. Pull that out of you this year. And when you realize, now that I don't have that trauma anymore, those toxic behaviors or doing whatever it is that's negative and pulling me down, once you break away with that, you're like, I knew I was supposed to be a school teacher. I knew I was supposed to be a Sunday school teacher. Look at me go. Right. So this year, I'm hoping that we can just be happy again and be poised and thrive inside of our purpose. Thank you.
We gon' talk about talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it. We gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk.